everybody, Donka here. Welcome to another episode of Don't Disney Movie Reviews. As Christmas is getting closer, it's time to move on to the second film in the Santa Claus trilogy. Released on November 1st, 2002, the movie is The Santa Claus 2. Set 8 years after the first film, a plane is approaching the North Pole.
I'm getting something on the sonar!
What is it?
I'm getting strong readings from underneath the cap rock, sir!
Possible oil flow?
Still analyzing. Sounds like, tiny hammers.
Meanwhile, underneath the surface, the elves are hard at work making toys. As the plane gets closer and closer, the elves go to ElfCon 3, then ElfCon 2. And finally, Scott Calvin, played again by Tim Allen, who has become a great Santa Claus, shows up and they go to ElfCon 1, but the plane's still not stopping. Suddenly they hear the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town, performed by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. And it's coming from the stable where elf number 2, Curtis, played by Spencer Breslin, is listening to a dancing Santa toy, and the plane turns around.
We're at ElfCon 4, all clear.
Curtis, we say we get you a nice set of headphones this Christmas. It's all right, everybody. Let's get back to work.
Curtis, you're 900 years old. Grow up.
Bernard.
Meanwhile, Scott's now teenage son, Charlie, played again by Eric Lloyd, and his girlfriend Danielle, played by Alexandra Purvis, are on the roof of the school, and Danielle lowers Charlie into the gym where he spray paints the walls.
Almost done.
I'm not leaving.
I've been a naughty boy. I didn't get a toy. Santa Claus left nothing underneath my tray.
He's then caught by Principal Carol Newman, played by Elizabeth Mitchell. At the North Pole, Scott's helping some elves with the toys they're working on.
Alexander, let's think. Take the hat off. Too much counterweight.
Thanks, Santa. You're the man.
Why they give me the big belly so I don't fall over. Hey, Joey! How's that static-free tinsel coming?
Hey guys, Santa wants to see the new tinsel.
He then plays tinsel football with a group of elves.
I can see him. They're coming. Too quick. He's bent. He moves. He's on the way. I see him.
Here I go.
Oh!
Rumbling, stumbling, fumbling.
Oh, they pile on. Yeah. Oh. All right, guys. Okay, you win.
You guys aren't elves, you're wizards. No matter how many times you run that play, I never see it coming.
Scott then goes to his room where an elf named Abby, played by Danielle Woodman, hands him the naughty and nice list, and his son Charlie is on the naughty list.
There's got to be a mistake.
We don't make mistakes. I'm sorry, Santa. Please excuse me.
Bernard, played again by David Krumholtz, and Curtis then tells Scott that there's another clause.
Well, the card holder acknowledges woman of his choosing, true love not valid in the state of Utah, holy matrimony. I gotta get married.
Yes, it's the Mrs. Claus.
Scott then realizes that if he doesn't get married by Christmas Eve, then he can't be Santa anymore.
What about the kids? What about the elves? What about you guys?
It's not completely hopeless, sir. You still have time to find a wife.
Right. Well, how much time do I have, Curtis?
28 days.
Guess it's over.
No! You can't think that way. Please, don't give up hope. Because if you do, then we have to.
He then meets with the Council of Legendary Figures, which includes Mother Nature, played by Aisha Taylor, Father Time, played by the late Peter Boyle, the Tooth Fairy, played by the late Art LaFleur, the Easter Bunny, played by the late Jay Thomas, Cupid, played by Kevin Pollack, the Sandman, played by Michael Dorn, and one more who will be in the next film, but I won't say who it is until then. Anyways, to start things off, Tooth Fairy tries to think of a new name for himself, and Scott comes up with the Molinator.
The Molinator. I like it. Thank you, Santa. Could we vote right now on the Molinator?
All in favor of a name change for Tooth Fairy? All right, and all opposed? Easter Bunny. Sandman?
What happened?
Was I asleep again?
Name change for the Tooth Fairy, yes or no?
No. I'm sorry.
Scott then tells the Legendary Figures about his son Charlie, who's on the naughty list.
What?
Oh, my.
Well, I'm struggling a little bit with the timing because I got to be up here at the North Pole, and I've also got to try to take care of Charlie. And
That's every parent's dilemma. How to balance work and children. More people lose sleep over that than anything else.
I'll tell you about it. I have 33,000 offspring, all in private school.
He then tells them that he has to get married by Christmas Eve or else he can't be Santa anymore.
What?
No.
the desantification process has already begun.
Wait a minute. You do look thinner, and your beard is shorter. Am I right? You're right. You're right.
Apparently, it's called the Mrs. Claus.
Don't mess with me, Santa. I'm pre-El Nino.
No, I'm not messing with anybody. What I'm saying is, I have to find a wife in...
27 days, 20 hours, and 17 minutes.
Wow.
Is what I do.
Scott then asks Cupid if he can shoot him with one of his arrows so he'll fall in love, but unfortunately the Legendary Figure's powers don't work on each other.
Believe me, if they did, I would have shot myself in the butt, met a nice girl, left the business years ago, all right? With the questions.
You can't stop being Santa Claus.
I don't want to stop being Santa Claus.
Kids are 86% happier since you've taken the job.
He's absolutely right. This is all I want to do. But what am I going to do?
Well, you can't be two places at once.
After the meeting, Curtis tells Scott that he will create a toy replica of him so that he can return home to find a wife, but Scott and Bernard aren't sure about this. A mouse then gets into the machine and it creates a toy replica of it that looks real.
Look, you can't get much better than that. And I promise, it won't hurt a bit.
I'm going in.
Oh, I can't watch this.
So Scott gets into the machine, he then comes out, followed by his toy replica, also played by Tim Allen.
Hello? 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 Not bad yourself. I can't put my finger on it, but there's just something about you that I like. There's just something about you that I like.
Scott then steps away for a minute and tells Bernard that while he's gone, he has to convince the other elves that the toy Santa is the real Santa.
I'm not going to lie to all the elves. I myself think he looks absolutely terrific. Better and fresher somehow than he has in years. There's now a more supple veneer to his skin and an added luster to the thickness of his hair. You could almost say there's a toy-like quality to him. Most importantly, he's very happy with his new look. And I would caution you all not to point or stare or use the word plastic. Okay? Okay. Thank you. That's it. That's all. Back to work, please.
Later, as Scott's getting ready to leave with Comet, Bernard gives him a watch that measures how much magic he has left.
It's a 10 now.
Yeah, well, that should be enough.
But if at any time you use up any magic for any reason, the level drops. Santa, if it gets to 0, you won't be able to return on the pole.
Uh-oh. Then let's not let it get to 0.
Now, look at me. What's the most important thing?
For you not to touch Santa?
For you to come back.
Scott and Comet then fly off. Scott arrives at Charlie's school, where he's reunited with Neil and Laura, played again by Judge Reinhold and Wendy Crewson, respectively, and they tell him about their worries for Charlie.
He keeps upping the ante. This time, he defaced school property.
It's a classic case of acting out.
I'm blaming myself for this.
Oh, come on now. We're both his parents.
Where is he?
He's waiting for us in Principal Newman's office.
Principal Newman, there's something about that woman that makes me want to deface public property.
They then have a talk with Charlie in the principal's office and ask him what's bothering him.
It feels to me like you're trying to get someone's attention. What's bothering you? Dr. Miller?
Neil.
Neil, do you have any theories?
Well, frankly, I have several.
Here we go. Let's just order a pizza.
Scott, you're not helping.
I was listening to a new tape series on child development just last night.
You know what the problem is? Excuse me, Neil. It's 4 weeks until Christmas. That's a major holiday in December.
Oh.
Have you noticed the hallways in this school? There's not a decoration, not a twinkle light, not an expression of the happiness and joy that kids are supposed to be feeling this time of year. I mean, what kind of school are you running?
A public school. Mr. Calvin, the top academically rated public school in the district. That takes a lot of effort and money. And spending any of that money on holiday decorations would take away from the things that truly matter.
Forgive me, but I think holiday cheer really matters.
Scott then has Charlie promise that he won't do what he did again, and they leave. At the North Pole, Curtis hands the toy Santa a book and tells him to read it.
I'll take a look at it over at my desk.
How does he know where his desk is?
Well, I programmed him that way. He has most of Santa's memories. Okay, we need you to study everything that's in that book, because it is the key to being Santa.
Right. I'll memorize everything in the book. I'll follow all the rules. Yeah, these rules are very important.
Abby then comes in and brings Santa some cocoa.
Careful, it's hot.
Well, of course it is. Ah! Whoa! That's delicious. I like cocoa. Cocoa's superior refreshment. Get me some more cocoa. Whoa!
Right away, Santa.
Oh, whoa! I think Santa feels a little buzz. Woo!
Meanwhile, Scott tells Neil, Laura, and Charlie that he has to get married by Christmas Eve or he's done being Santa.
What are you gonna do? We dated for 3 years before you finally got up the courage to propose.
That's a pretty serious commitment issue, isn't it, Scott?
Well, yes, it is, Sigmund. I was afraid I'd mess up the first time. I'm even more afraid now.
Dad, you can't give up. There's never been a better Santa than you.
I appreciate that, Sport. Maybe it's for the best, you know? If I'd spend more time with you, maybe you'd spend less time supporting the spray paint industry.
Don't do that to yourself, Scott. You have been a great dad, and being Santa has made you an even better man.
I'm going to go out on an emotional limb here, Scott.
Neil, don't try to make me cry.
Whether you believe it or not, you have a great capacity for love. I know you can find someone wonderful to spend the rest of your life with. Don't let the facts that you have no time, no prospects, and a paralyzing fear of intimacy get you down.
Have you ever helped anyone? Ever?
Neil and Laura's daughter Lucy, played by Liliana Mooney, then arrives home from school, and she and Scott are very happy to see each other.
Well, tell me what's been happening.
Uncle Scott, I learned how to swim underwater and I'm not afraid.
That's amazing. Wait a minute. Maybe we'll have to go to the mall and get some ice cream.
Dad, plenty of women at the mall.
Charlie?
At the North Pole, Bernard admits to Curtis that his plan's working fine. The toy Santa then tells him that the elves aren't following some of the rules.
That's what I've been saying all along. Things have gotten a little too sloppy around here.
Yes, and sloppiness means mistakes. And mistakes aren't a good thing. I think I might have to make some changes around here.
Like you have in mind, boss.
Let me show you.
Okay.
There's many things. Look here.
Meanwhile, Scott goes on a blind date with a woman named Tracy, played by Molly Shannon, and she's really into the Christmas spirit.
So what kind of work do you do?
I'm in the toy business.
No way.
Way.
Oh. That sounds so creative.
I love it.
I love creative people. Yeah? Yeah.
Scott then asks her what she does for a living.
I'm actually hoping someday to break into the music business as a singer-songwriter.
No way.
Way.
What's your favorite kind of music?
Country western.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you like Shania Twain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the date fails, Scott returns home and Charlie tells him about Danielle.
We just used to be friends and hang out at the mall and stuff like that, but then one day I looked at her and she got this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach. I started worrying about what I was going to wear when I saw what my hair looked like. And then I wanted to kiss her. How'd she do that?
I don't know. But they all can do that. Oh, look at that. The snow globe. This is so beautiful. I remember when Bernard gave this to you.
He said all I have to do to see you is shake it.
Now all I have to do is yell down the hall. And I'm there whenever you need me.
Yeah. I'm a little tired right now, Dad. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay.
Good night.
Night.
Can you turn the light off, please?
Yeah, because it's such a big reach for you.
Yeah.
The next day, while Scott's hanging up Christmas lights outside the house, Lucy comes out to feed Comets and candy and asks Scott if he's Santa Claus.
Why would you ask me something like that?
Because you have a reindeer, and only Santa has reindeer.
Nonsense. A lot of people have reindeer.
Name 5.
Wow. Most of them live in Finland. We can't pronounce their names. Besides, reindeer are too stupid to make good pets.
Well, I think you're very smart.
At the North Pole, the toy Santa starts to believe that he's the real Santa and says he needs to check the naughty and nice list twice.
Sorry? I'm in charge here.
What?
I'm supposed to check the list twice. That's the rule. I like the rules. I think you're aware of how I feel about that.
I think you're misunderstanding something.
No, I'm the rule maker. I like the rules. Santa likes the rules. I thought I'd explain this to you.
I've got a good idea. How about we have some fun?
Huh?
It's good to have fun.
Right.
He then plays tinsel football roughly with some elves.
All right, you got the ball. What are you going to do about it? Who's going to stop me? Come on. This is a lot of fun. Oh, so sorry.
school, Charlie gets in trouble again because he spray painted some lockers.
Charlie, you promised you weren't going to do this again. Now you've broken a promise. What's the matter with you, Charlie? I'm going to have to punish you. I'll ground him for 2 months.
I thought you were on my
How could I
side.
be on your
You
side?
one better, Charlie. You're suspended.
Dad.
Hold on a second. I'm just as upset about this as you, but isn't there another way we can punish him that doesn't involve taking him out of school?
What did you have in mind?
We can... community service?
Huh. It's not a bad idea.
Scott and Carol decide to have Charlie do community service as punishment.
But I have homework, tests to study for.
Not my problem. I have a detention group that meets on Saturday, so we will all get together at the Sullivan Rec Center and scrape off graffiti at 8 a.m. See you both there.
You say both of us? I'm very busy. I do a lot of other community service.
It's good. You just got yourself elected parent rep. And Charlie, we'll talk about the suspension.
At the North Pole, the toy Santa's thinking that every kid in the world should get coal for tiny misbehaviors.
But they're just kids. Everybody misbehaves sometime.
But according to the Santa Handbook, naughty kids get lumps of coal in their stockings, right? And if they don't have stockings, we will make them stockings. In my little personal opinion, I think they should all get coal in their stockings, don't you?
No, that's not how it works.
Get me the naughty nice list. Get me every list. Get me everything.
The next day at school, Scott brings Carol a coffee.
Thank you. So you actually have a nice guy side.
I'm a man of many sides. I'm a puzzle. I'm a Rubik's Cube with pants. That was a laugh.
Dad,
Actual laugh.
doesn't come off.
It's not supposed to come off. Hence, you've got to be very careful where you put it. Hence, tagging is serious. Hence, your presence here.
Don't say hence anymore, Dad. It's really annoying.
Nicely done.
A little girl named Pamela then tells Scott what she wants for Christmas.
I want a dollhouse and a swimming pool.
A swimming pool?
I'm sorry, she just insisted on talking to you.
It's not a problem.
Okay.
I tell you what. If you can promise me you'll be good, I can personally guarantee you'll have a great Christmas.
Okay. Yes.
However, that costed Scott a little bit of magic. At the North Pole, the toy Santa makes a toy soldier.
Now, it's time for the big event. Guess what? Son, it's showtime! You're in the spotlight. Get bigger with me. It's your big chance. I need a little help. I need a little muscle. I need a little nudge. Let's call yourself the little nudge. This won't hurt, except for the big electric shock right through your little porcelain body. I'll see you on the other side.
Later, Scott visits Carol at her house, and she's getting ready to go to a faculty Christmas party at the school. Scott then says he'll take her to the party and makes a sleigh with 2 horses appear, which costs him some more magic. During the ride, Carol tells Scott that she used to love Christmas.
It was my favorite time of year because it was the only day that my parents didn't fight.
Oh.
Oh. They were at each other all the time. But on Christmas, they tried really hard to make the holiday special. My dad went through this elaborate charade so that I would believe in Santa Claus. He put a cot by the fireplace so Santa could take a nap.
Yeah,
when
like he has time to take a nap. I mean, you consider the amount of gifts that he would have to deliver, and then why would he nap? He probably needs coffee.
Yeah. And there was cocoa and cookies and carrots for the reindeer.
That's a good gesture because the reindeer love carrots, and the thought is really, it's important to them too, you know.
Yeah. And I'd wake up in the morning, and the cocoa would be gone, and the cookies would be gone, and the cot would be mussed, and the carrots gnawed.
Gnawed?
And
No, they don't gnaw carrots. They swallow carrots whole. I mean, if they're good, fresh carrots, they'll eat them like that. They love red bell peppers, too. Some, you know, the stories, if you read.
Once at the party, nobody seems to be having fun, so Scott makes things better.
Could I have your attention? Your attention, please. There we go. Hi, I'm Scott Calvin, and I just thought I'd step up here and say the word that we've all been longing to hear.
Fire!
Okay. What I think, folks, is that a lot of you have just forgotten what the true spirit of Christmas is all about. Hmm? Golly, if you're not willing to dance or laugh or flirt or risk your lives at the buffet, I don't think we have much choice. So before the choir gets out here, I say we rock this house with the Secret Santa.
Oh.
Huh? Carol, happy Christmas.
I think they're just decorations for the carolers.
She's afraid that these are just decorations for the caroling. I think Carol is right about the caroling. I'm talking about the packages that are backstage.
There aren't any packages backstage.
Oh, there's none back there. So I was mistaken when I saw this bag of gifts. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure looks like a bag of gifts. Oh, it's heavy like a bag of gifts. Look at this.
He then gives the faculty their favorite childhood toys and games.
John Pierce. Doesn't your mom call you JJ? Merry Christmas, JJ.
No way. This is Tosser Cross. I used to love this when I was a kid. But I never told anybody. Who did this?
Grace Kim.
Here I am.
Yes, there you are. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Tom Astle.
Me?
Sorry, Gord. Haven't changed a bit, have you? Lizzie Garcia.
Here.
There you are. Merry Christmas.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots! Mint condition. Oh, this is incredible.
Holy hobby oven.
But it unfortunately costs him even more magic. While everybody's having fun, Carol asks Scott about this Secret Santa thing.
Someone tracked down and bought all those wonderful antique toys.
Yeah, probably someone who knows his way around eBay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was you. I know it was you. I just can't figure out how did you do it. How did you do it?
You know, sometimes you don't need to know all the answers.
He then gives her a present, and it's a baby doll. They step out into the hallways, and Carol tells Scott this was like magic.
Yeah, sort of like some kind of magic. And pretty much the last day I have.
What? You know what? I don't want to know. What you did in there tonight for everyone was wonderful. Thank you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Is that okay?
Yeah. Got this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach. I'm not real good at this.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
At the North Pole, the Toy Santa makes an announcement to the elves.
From this moment forward, we're not going to make any more toys. The children of the world don't deserve these presents. They're running rampant with naughtiness. So for this Christmas, we're going to give those greedy, selfish little kids exactly what they deserve. A beautiful, high-quality, yet low-sulfur variety of coal. Quiet! We have to focus, all of us, on the goals ahead. And just to make sure that that happens...
An army of enlarged toy soldiers then comes marching out.
Stay where you are. Don't be afraid.
I was up late, couldn't sleep. Milk wouldn't do it. Cocoa was a little sweet, so I decided to make an army of toy soldiers. You don't have a good sense of humor like me. I would do what they ask you, which is pretty much what I'm going to tell you.
Don't listen to him. This guy's not Santa. He's a toy. He has a rubber face and a plastic tushy. Oh, trust me. Don't let him ruin Christmas.
Thank you for those kind words, Bernard.
Later at Carol's house, Scott reveals to her that he's Santa Claus.
What?
The suit, the red suit's real. The North Pole is a place. There are elves. Elves make the toys, and they're beautiful, and it's all real. It exists. I
It's
exist.
not funny, Scott.
It's magical, Carol.
Okay, cut it
I'm
out.
telling you the truth, Carol.
I told you something very personal from my childhood, and now you're making a joke out of it, and it's not funny. It hurts.
I know how hard this is to believe, but you've got to connect the dots. Think about all the things that have happened with me.
I know
Think
what's
about the
going
little
on.
girl, and think about I have a watch.
You felt something for me, and now you're acting like a mental patient because you're scared.
I'm not scared. I deliver gifts all over the world in a sleigh pulled by reindeer. I go down chimneys with burning logs, and I still deliver the gifts. I'm not scared. That's not what this is, Carol.
You're trying to push me away. It's working.
Carol, don't make me leave. Please.
Scott then goes home, and Charlie reveals what's been bothering him.
I don't live a normal life.
You live a great life
No,
here.
no, just listen to me. My friends get to go around saying, you know, my dad's a plumber, my dad's a pilot, my dad's a dentist. Well, you know what? My dad is the best thing of all, and I can't tell anyone about it. And you have no idea how hard that is, walking around with that secret for all these years. And now on top of everything, you're going out with Principal Newman? I mean, you don't even tell me about it. My whole life has become about secrets, and I hate it.
I'm sorry. Forget about Principal Newman, all right? And forget about Santa. I'm done. My time's up.
Who cares anymore?
The next night, Curtis arrives at the Miller's house by jetpack and tells Scott about what's going on at the North Pole.
The toy Santa's gone completely out of control. He's locked up the elves, shut down the workshop. He thinks everybody's naughty, and he's gonna give the whole world coal.
Well, how come Bernard didn't come down and tell me this?
He's under house arrest.
Bernard?
Yeah, you've got to fly back with me to the North Pole to save Christmas.
I can't. I have no magic left. I'm out of magic. Look.
I thought you had Comet.
Yeah, we... Yes! Come on!
So they go outside to Comet, but he's become totally fat from eating candy.
Comet. Look at me. Look at me. Comet. What are you doing? You're not supposed to eat sugar. It's bad for you. What do you mean you didn't eat this? Who did? A squirrel? Yeah, well, get this. You gotta fly both of us back to the North Pole. Yeah, tonight. Okay, I'll help you up. All right, ready? You got to help me a little bit here. Oh, my God. Good, good. Okay, we almost got it. That's okay, that's okay. Oh, what about the jetpack?
It kind of burned up on re-entry.
What am I supposed to do? Grow wings?
They then get the idea to summon the Tooth Fairy, so Scott tries to pull a tooth out of his mouth but fails. Luckily, Lucy loses one. Soon, the Tooth Fairy enters Lucy's room through the window, and Scott grabs his wing.
What do you people want? I only carry $20 in change. Tooth Fairy, it's me, Santa. Oh, I've lost the weight in the beard, but it's me, Santa Claus.
I know Santa. Santa is a friend of mine. And you, sir, are no Santa.
I am too, Santa. How did I know I could capture you by holding on to one of your wings? At the last meeting, you wanted to change your name to Captain Floss or Plaque Man, or as I recall, Roy. And it was Santa's idea to call you the Molinator.
Who's the kid?
That's one of my elves. That's Curtis. He's an elf. Look.
Ow.
Santa! The Molinator at your service.
A little Altitude, please!
What?
Could you possibly fly a little higher?
What?
No! Never mind!
The next day, Charlie walks by Carol's house and he tells her that his dad is Santa.
Oh, please, Charlie, not you too.
Hold on. If you have no feelings for my dad, then fine. But if the only reason for not being with him is that you don't believe in him, then you're making a big mistake.
Oh, Charlie.
Here. I want you to take this. Look into this and try to remember what it was like when you were little. And you still believe in Christmas. Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing. You haven't seen anything yet.
Scott and Curtis arrive at the North Pole, but are immediately captured by the toy Santa and his soldiers.
Listen to me. I'm back now. So untie us. Let the elves go and give me back the coat.
Oh, why? No can do. It's Christmas Eve. I have coal to deliver. I don't want those naughty kids to suffer. Boys, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2. Try to keep up. Let's go. Move it on.
Try to. This is just too tight.
This is all my fault. I thought I could create another Santa. My elfin pride blinded me to all reason. There's only one Santa.
Well, I've done a pretty rotten job. I didn't check the list twice. My kid thinks I betrayed him. I hurt the woman I love. I ruined Christmas.
Suddenly, Charlie and Carol arrive after being flown in by the Tooth Fairy. They free the elves and they head to stop the toy Santa, but they're too late. So Bernard whistles for a reindeer in training named Chet, who is extremely clumsy.
Slow down. Stick. Thanks. Excuse me, pork chop.
Okay, Chet, this is it. You ready to rock and roll?
Chet?
Yeah, he's still in training.
How much flight time has he had?
About a minute and a half.
Hey, but he's had a lot of crash time.
Curtis?
He's just a baby.
All right. Let's see what this baby can do, all right? Ready to go, buddy. You know what we gotta do.
Scott and Chet fly off to stop the toy Santa, while Charlie, Carol, and the elves take care of the toy soldiers.
Okay, elves. Let's get him!
Chet catch up to the toy Santa, and Scott manages to turn the sleigh around, and they crash into the village.
Get off of me. Now remember, rules are very important. I want hot chocolate.
Hey guys, back up. I've got a very special place for him.
The toy Santas then redo. Scott's then about to go deliver presents, but Bernard reminds him that he has to get married.
Excuse me?
Carol, I cannot continue being Santa unless I find a Mrs. Claus.
So Scott proposes to Carol, she accepts, and Mother Nature marries them.
I now pronounce you Santa and Mrs. Claus. Well, go on now. Kiss her.
Scott then flies out to deliver presents, but first takes Charlie home, who wakes up Lucy.
Lucy.
What, Charlie?
Come downstairs with me. I want you to see something.
He carries her downstairs, and Scott comes down the chimney.
Uncle Scott?
Do you have any twos?
Goldfish, you are Santa! I knew it was you all along!
And you were right.
Uncle Scott, you look all rosy. Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling much, much better.
Is there anything else I should know about?
I don't know. But you know, I think Charlie has something he wants to tell you.
Okay.
You know, Lucy, I was exactly your age when I found out my dad was Santa. But I couldn't tell anybody.
I can't tell anybody either.
No, but knowing it isn't a burden. It's a gift. You know, most kids stop believing in Santa when they grow up. But I get to believe in him forever.
I love you, Charlie. Thank you. But do I still get toys?
If you ever get to bed and go to sleep like the other kids.
Oh, okay.
Merry Christmas, Lucy.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Scott then flies off into the night, and Charlie and Lucy watch him.
Look, Charlie! Merry Christmas, Comet!
All right, boys. Yeah! Ho, ho, ho! Yeah!
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Nothing wrong with a straight line, Chet. Chet!
And that was the Santa Claus 2. What are my thoughts on it? It's very awesome. In the end, I give it 4.5 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for the Santa Claus 2. Be sure to join me next week when I'll be reviewing the third and final film in the franchise. And if you enjoyed this video, then please tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.